Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool 202 rotary desk telephone, and it has a bell box with it, so that's kind of a neat situation. And they've been together for a long time. This is Kevin's equipment from MA. And he was talking about in his note that they had gotten hit by a lightning a long time ago. And basically the telephone sounded very muffled. And it just had a bad sound to it. And so now I have talked to him on the phone, and he said that when they tried this telephone, when they put it back into service years later, and that was just recently here, that his wife was on the phone, and she was on this particular phone, and she could not hear her husband, Kevin, and talking. It was very low. So these older style receivers, these E1 handsets, have a diaphragm for the receiver, like the candlestick telephones and the wooden wall crank telephones. We also have an F1 transmitter as the transmitter, and so that pulls the line voltage down, or the loop current. And so basically what happens is not all telephone lines are created equally. They try to keep them to a standard, but if you have a long loop, the current can get pulled down, and you can start out with low voltage, and there can be many reasons why the telephone will sound bad. And basically what happens is these older style telephones pull more current and voltage out of the line. And so if the line's not in good condition to begin with, it'll make it hard to use this telephone. This is the initial checkout, and we're going to be upgrading the transmitter with an electronic amplified transmitter that we design here at the shop and build. So we'll install that in the transmitter. We're also going to upgrade the receiver capsule, and we're going to get rid of the diaphragm situation. And we also want to go through the rotary. We want to oil, clean, and adjust the rotary. We want to go through the contacts, the hook switch, and we want to make sure everything is proper. We also want to get some heat shrink here on the original handset cord. It's got a little situation going on here, and we can heat shrink that while we have everything apart, and that will protect it in that area, and there won't be such a bend on that cord there when you're using the telephone all the time. And that way we'll be able to get more use out of the handset cord. We also want to show you the handset, since this is the initial checkout, and we're going to take everything apart. Some of this was frozen up, and we had to get it apart. So this is your transmitter spit cup. We're going to set that to the side. Here's our F1 transmitter. That's not going to be in the circuit any longer. We're going to use our electronic amplified transmitter. And so basically on these E1 handsets, they totally come apart. So that's a situation that we have to work around. We also want to remove the receiver. There's our diaphragm, which is nothing more than a metal plate with magnets and a coil. And when the voltage passes across that, that's where your sound is generated from, your audio. That's not going to be used. And this part of the handset also comes totally apart. And that won't be used. So it's not going to change any cosmetic situation of the telephone. It'll all be inside work, and this will give you a look at the inside of the handset here, what that looks like. We also want to take a look. We have the cover off. We want to take a look at the bottom of the telephone, and we have our rotary, all of our contacts, and our hook switch. We want to give you a look at the bell. We're going to be checking out the bell and making sure that anything in the bell box that needs to be taken care of, we'll go through that and make sure everything is adjusted properly and check our connections. So we want to go ahead and get a start on this unit, and we'll come back and get some more video as we move forward in the repair and conversion of this telephone. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we're in the middle of the process of repairing this telephone, and we're going to show a little bit about what's going on. We're upgrading the transmitter and the receiver, and so what we've got here is our electronic amplified transmitter, and that's finished. So we want to go ahead and install that into the transmitter section of the handset. We've also upgraded our receiver capsule, so that's been taken care of, and we're ready to go ahead and install that on the telephone handset. We'll go ahead and do that real quick. We're going to go ahead and install our transmitter, so we'll come back and get some more video as soon as we finish that up, and we'll come back and get some more video of the final checkout. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we are finished up with the repair of this telephone, and we're going to run through a little bit about what went on. We went ahead and went through the rotary. That was oiled, cleaned, and adjusted, and now we have a smooth return, and it's working like it should. We also installed our electronic amplified transmitter and our receiver upgrade. So the old F1 is no longer needed. That's of no use to us. This is some more of the transmitter section. That's not needed. And we have our receiver, which is the old style diaphragm. That's no longer of any use to us. We also installed a piece of heat shrink on the handset cord. We went through all the connections in the base of the telephone, and we checked our hook switch. We went through all the connections at the bell box. We checked the bells. And so now we're ready to start our final checks. Now we have a pickup coil here in the back, and that's on the induction coil, and that's for our amplified pickup so that we can hear the audio from the telephone as we're checking out the unit. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and use the analyzer, and we'll ring the bell box. We're going to let that go a few times. I'll turn our amplifier on so we can give you dial tone. We'll turn our amplifier off. We want to dial our numbers. If you watch the analyzer, you'll watch the numbers roll by. I'm going to end in a 2. Now I want to transmit into the handset. If you watch that red light on the analyzer, every time you see that red light light up, that's an indication of 100% modulation on transmit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. So now that we know that the bell box is ringing in on a ring cycle, we have transmit and receive, and we're dialing out. I have a button on this switch box, and if I press that, that totally takes the analyzer out of the situation and gives us a line out. We can call a time and temp number. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll give you some dial tone. dial that number.
Good evening. We have express service available at almost every Offenburg dealership. Open later during the week and Saturday for your convenience. Today is Monday, December 22nd. The time is 11:11. Current temperature 57 degrees.
Rain today, highs around 50, mostly cloudy tonight. Rain likely, lows around 40, mostly cloudy Tuesday, highs around 50.
Okay. We can turn off the amplifier and hang up. We can give you some dial tone. We'll call one other number. We'll call my number and it'll be busy. We'll hang up. Turn the amplifier off. Now that we know that this telephone has been repaired, we can return it to Kevin and he can enjoy this telephone again. I know he's had it for a long time, he said, and it's a very cool 202 rotary desk telephone with a metal style bell box. Very cool equipment. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com. And you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Thank you for watching and have a great day.